You're not getting watched and followed around stores and discriminated upon because you're gay. You're not getting passed up for jobs because of your sexual orientation. Let's keep it real. You don't have barbecue Becky's and all that about calling the police on people because they're gay. The police ain't shooting up people or people because of sexual orientation, nor religion, nor whatever political status you want to claim. None of that shit matters because they see us all as one. We separate ourselves. They don't separate us like that. They don't see a difference between any of us. I don't want to get into all that shit. They don't see that difference, that we obviously want to act like we have a difference because, oh yeah, well, you know, we're actually Aboriginals or we're Hebrews, and if we would only, no. A beast does not respect law. What a beast respects is power. That's it. Only power. You show a force of power, whether that power is military stance, even if it's just a defensive stance, that will deter your enemy from approaching on you. Or you got to drain them with money. So it's blood and money. It's the only two things you can threaten power with, especially if it's the powers that be in this country. If you can't threaten their blood to spill or their money to spill, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Period, point blank. You know, I don't want to get there, but let's go into let's get to this tank shit real quick, because this is this new masculinity that they're pushing, man. The new masculinity now is that obviously you have a grace period of how many dicks you can suck before you're actually gay, or you can actually just have sex with men in dresses and you're still heterosexual, because that's the new heterosexuality. This is confusing, not to us. But now the next generations that's coming up, this is going to be their new reality, which means that the race will be destroyed. Humanity will be destroyed. Let's just keep it real. Let's look at this, man. Tank over here stands by what he says. He adds that people need to stop being homophobic. So, come on, man. Look at these buzzwords they always do. It's always homophobic. Like it's all these buzzwords that's supposed to make people feel some kind of way for thinking normal shit. Oh, if you say that a man sucking dick is gay, that's not factual. No, that's homophobic. You're just afraid of homos, is why you're saying that. So in other words, now the whole criteria of what they say they built their whole movement on, now they're distorting that. Because at first the movement was because, you know, they're gay, meaning that they enjoy sexual activities or are attracted to the same gender. But now that actual engaging with, so they're not even gay anymore, I guess. So let's scratch the G out of that movement then. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and knock these letters out of this alphabet soup. If they're now going to imply that now the activities that they've been engaging in, that they base their damn movement on, doesn't even really mean you're gay, then you got the gender confusion that came with it. So now all of a sudden you're assigned a gender just because you're born with a certain biological anatomy. That doesn't determine your gender anymore. Your gender is determined by how you feel. Right? And since your gender now is determined by how you feel, hey, you can go and you know, beat up some women on some MMA fighter shit. And you can go into a bathroom that was assigned based on the biological disposition of how somebody was born. So in other words, hey, when you go to a men's bathroom, it has stand-up urinals because women don't pee standing up, men do. So it saves water, it saves space to go ahead and let them do their thing, number one. When you go into a man's bathroom, you're not going to see sanitary napkins because we don't need sanitary napkins, right? When you go into a female's bathroom, they're equipped with things that correspond to the biology of a woman, not how a woman feels. Meaning if a transgender woman, a woman that's trying to be a man, let's say they haven't had the surgery, does that mean that she has to use a men's bathroom when she has to go number one and she's going to now stand up and, like, I'm just saying, bathrooms are conformed by your biology, not your feelings. It's one thing if you're homosexual or whatnot. It's another thing to not know that you're still that gender that you are. You know what I'm saying? In the confusion of somebody who would say, who was born a man, right? Marry a woman, have a sex change to be a woman, they still are attracted to women, so now they're lesbians, change themselves back to a man. Like, if that's not confusing, what is? They're confused. It's like that cliche, like, yo, don't tell me to accept you. You ain't accepted you. Let's keep it real. Let's just keep it real about this transgender shit. You're telling me now self-mutilation is cool. It's cool if you mutilate your sexual organs. If somebody was the one to just mutilate themselves and cut their own arm off, they would be put in a mental hospital. If somebody said, I want to pluck one of my eyes out, I want to cut one of my ears off, they would be put in a mental hospital. There wouldn't be a support network around them saying, hey, I understand you're trapped in you're a one-eyed person trapped in a two-eyed body. Yes. Oh, yes. You understand that you're a, cyclops and that you should actually have just one eye. Come on, man. Let's cut it out. That's mental. We got to call it what it is. That's what it is. You could do it if you want to, but let's not pretend that we're the weirdos for not accepting that shit. Don't do that. Don't try to call us the weirdos because we're saying, yo, come on, man. Cut it out. And then people will say stupid shit like, oh, well, why do you care about what they're doing? You might be a suspect yourself. No. I care about what they're doing because now they're pushing it. And they're making it now an obstacle in my day-to-day and our collective political disposition. It's becoming detrimental to the community because you're not checking these pedophiles. You're not checking these transgenders that have criminal records for abusing children that are now allowed to teach in some schools or to hold meetings at libraries with children reading, telling them how the gay BCs and shit like that. That's a real book now, the gay BCs. Why are you pushing sexuality on children? We don't push heterosexuality on children. Why are you pushing homosexuality on children? Why are you telling children that they could be whatever gender they want to be? Why do you have to put these ideas in their head if this is so natural, they're going to come to that decision themselves, right? If it's so natural, why do you have to adopt children and then turn them out? If it's so natural, then you shouldn't even want children. Because by default, by not being attracted to the opposite sex, that means you can't reproduce. So if you're wired to not be attracted to this opposite sex, how do you want a child? Why do you want a child? If you're wired to not be attracted to the opposite sex, why do so many gay men have sissy boyfriends who dress like women? If you're wired to not be attracted to the opposite sex, why so many lesbians like stud chicks who act like men? Why are you using dildos and all that kind of shit if you're not attracted to the male anatomy? Don't get mad at me because you're confused. Shit. This isn't judgment. I'm just saying, let's just use this. Let's just have some common sense with this shit. So obviously something within your nature is telling you, hey,